Hey everybody, what's good? Good morning. It's Monday, December 16th, 2024. I'm Nicole and I'm here to tap with you for today's Mahogany moment. So you guys, this weekend we had our vending event at Black Rock and it was freezing. When I tell you it was so freezing, it was ridiculously freezing. I can't even tell you how cold. And we had a heater, right? I found this portable propane heater that you can take like for camping. You can use indoors, but so we had a heater. And even with the heater, it was ridiculously freezing. Like it was so freezing, the turnout wasn't even as great as we were expecting it to be as it normally is. But nonetheless, we had a fantastic time and I met some great people, right? So one of the things that they were doing is I know that the Germantown Chamber of Commerce had sponsored hot chocolate for the vendors, right? And so I was freezing. And so Byron was like, baby, you want some hot chocolate? And I was like, only if it's made with water and not with milk, because then it's going to fuck my stomach up and we don't need them problems, right? So he was like, all right, I'm going to go check. So he went and checked and he came back and he was like, okay, got you some hot chocolate with the water. I was like, okay, perfect. So I'm sipping the hot chocolate and it felt so good. Like it felt so soothing to my soul. It was so hot. And it reminded me of like me just making hot chocolate, and I would always make hot chocolate. My mom would make hot chocolate for me, but I was like, ooh, I hadn't made hot chocolate in a long time, so I was like, you know what? And I was sitting down here just now downstairs, and it's cold. It's been cold, here. It's been raining and kind of like that slushy ice rain that we had a little bit this morning, and so it's freezing. And I was like, I want to warm up, and I was like, you know what? I'm about to make some hot chocolate. So y'all want to join me while I'm making hot chocolate? I have already got everything out. So I'm not going to be actually using water. I'm going to be using almond milk because that's what works for me. And that's my business. So I got my little handy pot here. Already. Got my milk. And so let's get into how this hot chocolate that I'm going to do, right? So I'm going to turn the stove on, get the flame going. I like my handle to be on this side so it's easier for me to grab. And I'm gonna let the pot heat up for a little bit. But so this weekend it was really so we learned a lot of lessons, I would say. So it wasn't a loss because I learned a lot, right? About just setting up and getting there, and like, so we ended up helping somebody like set up their tent, our neighbors next to us or whatever, and just speaking with them. And so it was like we couldn't believe how cold it was. We actually ended up having to stay tent, and they were having a little bit of trouble like understanding the setup. And so after we were done setting the bars, like we went over and, he started to assist them with their setup or whatever. And so we started talking and they were, asking about, what I was selling and what I was there for. And I was telling them that I was, that I make my own products, and I was there with my oils and all that stuff. Okay, you guys, so I'm going to pour, I got the almond milk. I'm going to pour this in a cup. Actually, I'm just going to go ahead and pour it into the pot. I'll turn it over. So I got my almond milk going. I'm gonna let this boil. Actually, I let this milk get to a boil, and I like to stir mine with a nice little wooden spoon. And where's my spoon rest? All right. Ooh, making a mess. All right, so we're gonna let that get some little boil there. And where is the lid? Where's the lid? Let that get to a little boil. But anyway, so yeah, we were helping them set their tent. They're asking what I was there, what I was selling. And I was telling them, make my own products. And he's like, do you have anything for dry skin? And I was like, absolutely. I was like, I make shea butters, I have oils, whatever. So they're like, I really need something for my skin. It's just super dry. So especially with these cold temps out here, it's just super, super dry. So do you, what do you have? He's like, the thing that I've been using it stopped working. I've been using it for such a long time, So I was like, yeah, sure. Whenever, when we get set up, come on over. So they came on over, he came on over, and then his wife came on over. What's funny, she came on over first, but she wasn't there initially when I was helping the other two set up. I'm not sure who the other lady was that was there, but she arrived a little bit later. So she came and she's like, oh, you make it. She's like, do you make it everything? So I was explaining that I did. And she's like, I need something for dry skin. So I just explained the scents and what we had, and letting her sample them, and they were torn on two, and I said, well, you can go to both of it, but she's like, but we both really like this one, which was duality. They both really like duality, so they tried it on their skin, and they were like amazed at how long the moisture lasts. Like as cold as it was outside, they came over and said, like, look, they like showed me their hands. They're like, look, they're still moist. And I was like, yeah, it really locks in moisture, everything that I have in there. So that was great to see it in action, for them to see it in action. He's like, you got a really great product, that's really good, whatever. So they ended up buying it, right? And so that was fun and that was exciting. Okay, the hot chocolate, the milk is getting nice and hot and bubbly as it does. All right, I'm gonna let you, it's like, it's at a boil that I like it at. All right, so one of the things, so I'm gonna do a little cheat with it. I usually, now my mom would use like the straight cocoa, the, you know, just the one that you bake with, but I do a little shortcut, so we're gonna use some Swiss Miss today because that's what I got on hand. All right, so I'm gonna put the phone down for a second so I can get it all open, right? Anyways, so I'm gonna get this dumped in here, like that. Right on the stove. Sorry, it's a little blurry. I have to clean the camera off. And then I let it stir. I turn my stove down a little. The flame down. All right. Yeah. So back to that. So we were talking. So that was fun, and it was cold. They had the band out, so the music was great. And they had Santa, of course, for the kids, and they enjoyed that. So, you know, that was fun. I put a little bit more, I added some more milk and I added some more chocolate. That's what I'm doing. I just got everything open, so I'm adding it as I go. So, yeah, this is what it's looked like as it's going. I'm gonna wipe the camera off a little bit. Give me a second. Okay, so camera's white. Look, see, it looks a little better. Okay, so I let that simmer, let that get a good little simmer again. Come to a nice little boil. And I always add, so I make my own cinnamon sugar, so it's already in a little container right now for portability because my kid likes me to travel with some. So I top that off, and I've got some ground nutmeg in here. It's cinnamon, some brown sugar. What else do I have in here? A little bit of cardamom, I think. Do I have cardamom in this mix? I don't remember. This mix might not have the cardamom, but it definitely has the nutmeg and the cinnamon and some brown sugar. So I give that a nice little stir. Let it keep heating up. I was just wanted some hot chocolate. I was like, I want to be cozy, right? So, and it just reminded me, like I said, of my mom making us hot chocolate when we were little, and it would just always be so good and so comforting. And especially in these colder temps this time of year, like that's the best feeling, to feel cozy, to feel warm, to feel comfortable, right? Those are all the things that are so pleasing to my soul, at least, like being comfortable, being cozy, being warm, and enjoying something good, right? Always something good. All right, so this is going. While this is going, I got my cups already here, and sometimes I top it with marshmallows, but I ain't got none of those. So like I said, we're gonna keep it simple and not be extra. It's okay to be a little, a little simple sometimes. Keep things a little simple. All right. Now let's take a look and see how our chocolate's coming. It's good. Let it get a little bit more oil. Keep giving it a little stir. Let's keep doing that. And then I'm gonna let that come to a boil, and then it's going to be ready to enjoy. But anyway, so how have you guys been doing? I hope you guys are doing well. Hope all is going well in your world. It's been a minute. This time of year, I like to just, like I said, relax. This is when I get into a little bit of a introspective mode. So I'm doing a lot of personal reflection and growth, and reflecting over the past year, planning for the future. And so when I'm in that zone, I really just like to hone in on my own energy and pay attention to what I need, and to make sure that I am doing all the things that I find pleasurable and enjoy. And, whether that's with family, with friends, or just being by myself, which, is always great as well too. So I get to do all those things. And this time of year, I really lean into that a lot. So yesterday I had a beautiful day of just doing nothing, just relaxing. Literally, like I said, we were at the event late Saturday, and then went afterwards. We had a fantastic spontaneous dinner, and that was just so good. We had a lot of great laughs. That's the hot chocolate doing this thing here. I'll let you see. Yeah. All right, so then I'm going to turn this off. Look at that steam. Okay, and then I'm going to wait. I'll actually let it sit for like 2 to 3 minutes before I pour it into the cup, just like to let everything simmer together, and then I'll give it a stir, and then I will pour it into the cup. And we're going to sip on some nice hot chocolate, right? And enjoy the rest of the day. Yeah, so it's sitting. I'll let it sit for a little bit longer. Like I said, like 3 minutes. About 2 to 3 minutes, depending on, you know, how much. And I have enough for definitely 2 servings in here. So yeah, we're gonna let that simmer. I'm gonna have a sip, and I hope that you guys have fun. Try this recipe and let me know. It's not really a recipe. It's literally, I just did, like I said, this is my shortcut day. So I did almond milk. I did 16 ounces of almond milk, 3 packets of the Swiss Miss. Usually I use the regular cocoa chocolate, but I don't have that. So I had ground up some cinnamon, some nutmeg, some brown sugar, mix it together, sprinkle that in, give it a little twirl, let it simmer for a little bit. And then after it simmers for a little bit, okay, now it's ready to pour. So I'm gonna have to set the phone down because I can't be holding on to this and pouring at the same time. I'm just gonna have to let it do it, and then I'm gonna have to show y'all. Okay, so give me like 2 seconds, okay? I'll be right back. All right, so I'm back, and I got it poured all in our cups, and this is what it looks like poured up in our cups. All right, and I get a little fancy schmancy sometimes, and I'm gonna add, show you, as soon as I can get it open. I can get it open. Damn it. That's it. Got it. Then add a little cinnamon stick, cinnamon sugar stick, all right, in there, and there's already one in this one. I already dropped it in. All right, and that's it. That's my hot chocolate. Give it a little sip. I know it's hot. You see the steam? Baby, you want some hot chocolate? You still down here? You still downstairs? Ooh, let's go take baby some hot chocolate. Okay, I'm gonna bring you some hot chocolate. Let's see. All right. Super hot. Go grab mine. Close my cabinets. All right. Cheers. Cheers. Enjoy. You like it?
I like it.
Yeah, I know. All right, well, that's it. I'm gonna be here cozy, relax, enjoy my hot coffee. Well, my hot cocoa feels, it kind of tastes like coffee a little bit to me. Yeah. Just because, you know, like the mushroom coffee that we get. Mm-hmm. Anyways, but yeah, so y'all have a great one. Talk to you later. Bye.